Welcome everyone. I'm Judy from Coffee, Cookies, and Books, and I'd like to welcome back any return visitors and hopefully have a few new ones in there. What I'm going to do today is we're going to do a follow-up video to my really long Kindle Unlimited video. This time I'm going to just go over quickly, hopefully, 10 books that I have sitting on my Kindle that I've bought, purchased, or gotten for free. And I thought that would be an interesting choice because these books are pretty much not what everybody's talking about, but I thought they sounded like they were great. So I wanted to share them with you. So with all of that in mind, we will continue on to the other side, and I hope to see you there. Thanks everyone for joining me. Hopefully we can keep this one a little bit shorter than the last one. I'm going to do my best with that. We've got 10 books we're going to go over. I am not going to get into really lengthy descriptions like I did the last time. I'm not going to read the full synopsis because in some of them it's a little bit on the longer side, but I'll just give you a general idea what each book is about. Most of these books I have gotten from BookBub or Book Sirens. I do get a lot of my books through that way, my ebooks in particular. Get a lot of them for free, 99 cents, $1.99. So that's basically what all of these are. I think what I'm going to do is I will link BookBub and Book Sirens below. Now with Book Sirens you can also sign up for ARCs, and with both of these websites you can pick based on your genres that you actually like to read. I know that I have, my specific genres that I like and the ones that I don't like. So I've got them kind of all in there, and it will sort through and send you typically the type of books that might appeal to you. Of course, not all of them do, but quite a few of them do. And even on this list that I've got here, there are even a couple of authors that I've read before and never knew they had these books, so I grabbed them when they came up on those lists. So we've got 10 books in total we're going to go through. And I've got them, written down here in a list, so hopefully that'll keep me organized. And I just wanted to mention that if you could, it would be really wonderful if you could like and subscribe below. Comment. I love comments. I love to hear what you think. I love to hear if you want to try some of these books. That would be fantastic to hear, because it's one way to get the books out there for these wonderful authors. Okay, so let me pull up, have everything sitting here on my laptop and ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cover of the book up beside me on my left here, and hopefully that will be okay. I'm running this one without any side lighting like I normally do because it's super bright here today. Sun is shining through the window. Hopefully this looks okay. It looked fine on the camera when I was checking it, so fingers crossed that everything looks good. Okay, so the first book that we're going to talk about is actually a kind of what you would consider a historical biography, and it's called Spymistress, The True Story of the Greatest Female Secret Agent of World War II. As soon as this came up, got it for free on BookBub, I thought, oh my gosh, this sounds like an incredible book to read. I do not read a ton of nonfiction, and most of what I read as far as nonfiction is usually not historically oriented, but I thought this sounded really interesting. Loved the idea that she's a female agent. As far as I know, from what I can tell, she is Romanian, and she worked in special operations executive. So she was like very covert intelligence and worked under Winston Churchill. So they kind of said if there could have been female 007, it would have been her. I mean, everything about the story just sounds really interesting. So I thought I would give this one a try. It's not super short. It's 402 pages. And he's written also A Man Called Intrepid, which of course I've heard of. I've never read it, but I have heard of that story. So really, really can't actually, I'm hoping this one comes up on my wheel, which I will be showing you in just a short time. Okay, so that's number one. So book two is The Year of Living Blonde, Sweet Life in Seattle, book one by Andrea Simonne. I've never read any of hers. It sounded like a really cute, sort of cozy romance. And I thought, well, okay, let's give this a try. It says it's contemporary romance bestseller, romantic comedy bestseller. So it does sound like it's a little bit of fun between the two of them. The reason it's called The Year of Living Blonde is because she is pissed off. She's a bakery owner, and the guy who, so she's a bakery owner. Hold on. She's a bakery owner. Her husband leaves her. And the guy who runs the building where she has her bakery is giving her a hard time. And he drives her nuts. Handsome, of course, whatever. And then on the same side, she drives him nuts. And then all of a sudden, he notices her when she changes the color of her hair, which I think is a bit, I don't know, weird. But anyway, so and then the husband tries to come back. So anyway, it sounds like fun chaos, obviously, and a bit like Grumpy Sunshine, Enemies to Lovers, and then with the comedy rolled in, sounded like a lot of enjoyable book. So, you know, for a romance, contemporary romance, I'll give it a shot and see how it is. I've never read any of hers, so could be a good one to start with. And it looks like it is the first one of 6 books. So if I actually like this one, I'll continue on with the rest of them. Okay, so then the next one is called The Librarian's Vampire Assistant. And this one is by Mimi Jean Pamfiloff. I think that's how it's pronounced. Now, I have read quite a few of hers before. I put a note here, and I read the Oh Hell No series by her. And I remember really liking that series, but then I read something else, and in whatever it was, honest to God, I completely forgot, and I didn't like it. But this one sounds like a lot of fun. Now, this is 3 books in one. It's book 1, book 2, and book 3. And so she's like, he calls her cute little librarian. He's the vampire. Okay. And of course, because of him, she becomes a target for some sort of other group of vampires. And of course, vampires are at war and all kinds of crap like that. And so he's got to save her. I mean, that's basically it. But like the whole synopsis on the 3 books sounds really fun. And if they're anything like the Oh Hell No series that I read of hers, super enjoyed it. It was like just pure chaos for 3 books, I think it was. But it was fun. It was fun. So I am hoping to read this, and it's the box set. I got the box set for nothing, which like amazed me because it's a box set, but I'm definitely going to read it. So can't wait for that one. Okay. So then the next one, this one was actually referred to me by Books with Brittany. And everything that I've mentioned, like BookBub, Book Sirens, Books with Brittany, anything like that, I will leave all of the links below for sure, along with the links for all of these books as well. Okay. So this one is actually a science fiction. It is called Paradise 1, 1 of 2 in the Red Space series. So this is first one. I believe the second one just came out because that was why Brittany was mentioning it, because she said she's dying to read the second one, which I think it's coming out or is out in November. And this is, let me see what it's rated as here. Space exploration science fiction, colonization science fiction. So it's definitely, got that whole sci-fi feel. It just says Paradise 1, Earth's first deep space colony for thousands of people. It was an opportunity for a new life until it went dark. So that sounds interesting. It's like what they find is horrifying than anything they could have imagined. So I really would love to read that. I mean, you know me, I love my science fiction books, so had to have at least one science fiction book in there. And I do think actually it's the only science fiction one out of the whole list. I think most of them from the list are romance or something along those lines. And then there's a couple of thrillers thrown in there, including the next one. So, okay. So then the next one we've got is Murder Carte Blanche. Now this is the 12th book in a 14-book series called the Claire Baskerville Mysteries, but they sound like they don't have to be read together. It doesn't sound like it has to be read together. It's kind of like I love the Kathy Reichs books, and I am reading them in order, but you could read them out of order. I mean, there are some continuing character development with the people she works with, and everything like that. There is kind of a love interest, but that's not like the key parts of the story. So you don't have to read them in order. And it sounds to me like this one doesn't have to read in order. And this sounds like, the general idea of this is Claire Baskerville and her expat book club. And they're going to get in trouble. You know they're going to get in trouble. Okay? The tale of murder and betrayal will keep you turning pages late into the night as you explore beneath the streets of Paris into its heart-stopping underworld. Sounds super interesting. What is it rated as? Ghost thrillers, ghost mysteries, international mystery, and crime. So it's like, it's a typical crime novel. I'm in. I love that. It's actually got it doesn't have a ton of ratings. Only has 279 ratings on Goodreads, but it's at 4.5, which is pretty darn good. I should say damn good, because that was really what I meant to say. But yeah, and it's not a long read. It's like not quite 300 pages almost. So I think it sounds like it'll be a real fun ride if that one comes up on my wheel, which I'm going to talk about at the end. It's my wheel. Okay. So then next we have probably one that I kind of took it because I've read this author before, which is Vi Carter. I have read some of her books before, but I'm not a huge mafia person. And this is a dark Irish mafia romance. So the reason I took it is because it's Irish mafia, which is a little bit different than Italian mafia. I don't know. Sometimes I just think that some of these mafia books, there's just too many of them. I don't know. But it's an Enemies to Lovers, Young Irish Rebels Book 1. So it's 1 of 5. And I thought, well, we'll give it a try. He's next in line to rule the Irish mafia. She's off limits, an outsider. But when trouble lands her at his feet, he takes the opportunity to have what he truly wants, her. So, sounds good. If it comes up, I'll read it. If not, it'll stay. It was free again, I think. That one was free. Yeah, if I didn't make a note on it, then yeah, it was free. So why not give it a try, right? Okay. So the next one, of course, is an author that I have heard about, with is Jennifer L. Armentrout, and it's Obsidian, a Lux novel, book 1. So I don't even know what this is about. Let's look and see. What are the tags? Children's paranormal, occult, and supernatural, paranormal and urban fantasy for young adults, science fiction and dystopian romance for young adults. So it is like, it sounds like it's YA. I'm trying to remember. What is it? Hot alien living next door marks me. Yeah, so it does sound a bit like Enemies to Lovers. I don't know, or like he's the hot neighbor and she's just a human girl, but he's a demon or something he's an alien. Yeah, what is it? The hot alien next door marks me. You heard me. Alien. Turns out Damien and his sister have a galaxy of enemies want to steal their abilities, and Damien's touch has me lit up like the Vegas Strip. So that sounds pretty funny. Even though it says it's YA, when I read the description here, it doesn't come off to YA. So it could be like, early 20s, whatever. I'm okay with that too. So we'll see. You know, she calls him infuriating, arrogant, and stab-worthy, which I love. I think that sounds like so much fun. And it's got a 4.1 read on Goodreads. I'm actually kind of, what does it say? 287,000. So it's got a lot of ratings, and you know, at 4.1, I think that's pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. And that one's on my list as well. Then we have a spy one. It's the first one in a series of 20 books. So obviously this is a very long and ongoing series. I mean, I'm guessing that the main character is probably a character that comes up throughout the books. And it says here that it is one of the best thrillers I have read this year. The plot is intelligent and will keep you hooked from the beginning. The author did a superb job creating a set of characters who are fully developed and very much enjoyable. I can hardly wait to read the sequel. From #1 best-selling in USA today, best-selling author Jack Mars, author of the critically acclaimed Luke Stone and Agent Zero series, comes an explosive new action-packed espionage series that takes readers on a wild ride across Europe, America, and the world. So it's Target 1 by Jack Mars. And again, you know, it was another one I got for free. Not a super long book. It's only 205 pages. So actually really, really, really quick. And it says it's spy stories and tales of intrigue and suspense. So, I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. And like a quick ride. It's almost like a novella. Almost. Pretty freaking close. I don't know if all the books are that short, but one of 20. I mean, if I like it and it's short and sweet and fast like that, then I may move on to the next book in the series. We shall see. Okay, and this one I got because, oh my God, it just sounded so freaking cute. It is definitely a cozy mystery. And it's Cozy Animal Mysteries, Amateur Sleuths, Women's Sleuth Mystery. It is called Antiques, Artifacts, and Alibis. Dogwood Springs Cozy Mysteries, Book 1, Sally Bayless. I thought this the cover, come on. I mean, the cover got my attention. I loved the cover. Okay. It's super, 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 super cute. A new job, a new friend, and a newly adopted furry companion. Then there's the dead body in her new office. So it's like, join Libby as she hunts for the real killer. So I really want to read this one. I think it sounds super, super cute. It's only 210 pages. So again, nice and short and sweet. 4.2 on Goodreads. So obviously people like it who have read it. 4.4 on Amazon. So even a little higher rating on Amazon. And actually Amazon has more people have rated this book on Amazon than they have on Goodreads. And her rating's higher. So I think that says a lot for the book. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. And then the last one I have, it's called The Book Swap by J.E. Rowney. So this one here, again, sounded like a bit of a cozy mystery. It doesn't have a great rating on Goodreads. It only rates for 3.4 on Goodreads, 3.7 on Amazon. But I thought it sounded fun. It's a newly separated Laura's back home with her mom. Oh yeah, that sounds like fun. But she joins some sort of book swap club. She gets an anonymous note. And it kind of goes from there. It says, first she must uncover just exactly who it is that needs to be saved and from what. The perfect mystery novel for bibliophiles? Not even really sure what that means. But it sounds like a lot of fun. It says psychological fiction, psychological thriller. So that's what it's listed under. And that just sounds like a really fun ride. So that's it. Those are my 10 books. Hopefully I didn't miss one this time, because I did miss one out of my 20. And that was Poker Face by Maggie Gates. So that's actually on my Kindle Unlimited. So these are just on my regular Kindle. So what I'm going to do is I actually have quite a few that I have not read that are on my regular Kindle, that are in the app, and they're just sitting there, and I really want to get them read. And I do like to read my Kindle in conjunction with how I read my my regular books, my physical books. So with that in mind, what I'm going to do is, because I did show you the jars, and I was thinking that I was going to do another jar for these books that are just sitting there, that I would love to pull out one every time I do a TBR video. But I decided instead that what I was going to do is, and I'll show you here, so I'm just going to put them on a wheel. So I created a wheel, and this has basically, as you can see, we'll spin it, and it's going to come up with a choice there. I don't know if you can see. So that says Searching Heather. That wasn't one that I brought up here, but it's one that I have that's in my Kindle. So, you know, and the other thing it allows me to do is it will let me erase it. Like once it comes up on there, it'll say, do you want to remove it? And so I would remove it from the wheel and just put something else in there, because I have a ton of stuff sitting in my Kindle that is unread. So I thought that'd be the easiest way to do that. I mean, I'm also going to use my spinner. So I have one that I've built that is to begin a series. Okay, so again, I have a bunch of series that I have not started that I am not putting in my regular big jar. These are physical books that I have. So what I thought I'd do is, when I finish one series, as I finish one, I'd spin this, and we would start a new series and add it. It would get added into the jar. Okay, so it's not that I'm going to start it, but this is just to say it's going to go into the jar there, because I pulled one out. And we will do that on screen when I do my TBR. When I pull the last book from a series, we'll pick a new one to go in there. So I thought that that would be a lot of fun, and kind of a different way of, you know, just pulling things from a jar, add something a little bit extra. Okay, so I think that's it. I think that was short and sweet, which is kind of nice. My next video I am going to do, which will probably be in another week. And at that point, it will be where I'll pick up whatever I've read so far from when I started the channel, because I picked everything I was going to read to the end of the year. And so whatever I've read on both my Kindle and physical, I'm going to do a wrap up on that. And I will also do like kind of a quick reminder on, you know, what's left to read. And I think, you know, that will be it for that video. So after this one, that's what's going to come up. And so that's it. Thanks again for joining me. And please, please don't forget to subscribe. It really does a lot for my channel. Like the content, comment as much as you can, and we'll see you the next time.